So Scotland coming out, and the Fijians, or rather the Tongans, coming out as well here. And there is the World Cup in all its glittering glory. That's the prize that's on offer. Realistically, the winners of this group will probably face Australia in the quarterfinals, and that might be the absolute height of their ambitions. We'll have to wait and see. But it is still an awful lot to play for here tonight. Qualification from this group is first and foremost as far as they are concerned. Great night for the young mascots as well, isn't it? To come out with some of these legends of the game and enjoy this big Cumbrian occasion. Saying earlier, the biggest crowd in Cumbria. This is proper rugby league land, isn't it? And the biggest crowd in this part of the world for 20 years. They had a Super League side here back in 1996. It didn't last long. There's often been talk of a Cumbrian franchise, a Cumbrian merger to get them back in Super League. But it's never quite got off the ground. And maybe tonight might just be the moment that sparks the real initiative to make sure that Cumbria has a Super League enterprise in the years to come. We're going to hear the two anthems. The Tongan anthem in just a while, but first we'll hear the Scottish national anthem. Some rousing anthems in this World Cup, and that's up with the best of them, isn't it? And here's the Tongan anthem. Well, this big crowd here is loving this, loving every moment of these opening minutes ahead of what is going to be a terrific game here tonight. We have seen already 5 terrific contests in this World Cup, and this promises to be just as memorable as some of those we've already seen. Scotland side peel away inside their own half for this first half, and the Tongans prepare themselves for the traditional war dance, the tipi sao, before the contest begins. Well, your job, Scotland, now is to tackle some of those big fellas. I think it was Akumatai who was leading that, wasn't it? The tippy sow, absolutely terrific. Some of us would leave these matches with a smile on their face just after the pre-match ritual. Never mind the game itself.
Well, it's important that it's important that the Tongans will gather themselves now just before the kick-off. Scotland swap the sides. It's important that emotional aspect of the tippy sow out of their system and they get ready to play. And Scotland themselves have a brilliant lineup, but this lineup, I promise our viewers, is something special. We're in for something special.
Two young halves there, aren't they? Samsoni Lange and Daniel Foster. A little bit of the unknowns about those. Foster from Penrith, Lange from the Roosters, but that pack, absolutely nothing unknown about that pack, my word. It packs a punch. And what about Scotland? As we said, Matty Russell, the full-back, you've got Danny Brough and Peter Wallace in the halves. They've got plenty of pedigree. And up front, Ian Henderson at 9. Likes of Danny Addy, who's been playing in the halves for Bradford this year, finds himself in the second row. One or two championship players. Mitchell Stringer on the bench was the championship player of the year with the Sheffield Eagles. So there's a lot of stepping up to do for some of these players. And the referee tonight will be Shane Hayne, and we will hear, if necessarily, from the video referee. Ashley Klein is the man who's got his finger on the button and the eyes on the replay. The final moments as the players are held up. These are always the tensest of them all, aren't they? Because we all know what's coming. Both sides know this is going to be a massive physical challenge, especially, you'd think, for the Scots in defence. It's a big, powerful Tongan side. It has been a World Cup to relish so far. Here's the next chapter. It's Biff and Bagpipes at Derwent Park, Workington. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Ooh. And there's the first context of the night.
Tackle one.
And there'll be plenty of those big tackles. Fui Moi Moi, the man with the hair, is the man who picks himself up as Scotland look to lay a foundation here with these early drives, maybe to try and dominate, but I think they've knocked on second tackle. Well, that's exactly the start that Steve McCormack would not have wanted, the Scotland coach.
No, exactly not. And I think that element of intimidation, he got hit underneath the ribs, did Adam Walker there on the second carry, and you can't get caught high because they're great technically as well, the Tongans, and I think Brent Kite bent him double.
Well, there's a suggestion. Everybody looks at the tournament and says England, Australia, New Zealand as the strongest three. There has been a strong suggestion that Tonga is perhaps the side to fill that fourth role, but as we mentioned earlier, they will come up in all probability, even if they win this group, against Australia in the quarter-finals, so that might be the limit of their ambitions. But anyway, that's a long way ahead. Here's Fui Moi Moi. Half making that break, 5 metres away, as you can see. Havili, a dummy half. Lange now helping it on to Tomalolo. Tries to take on that Scottish defence, who are scrambling into position here. Desperate not to concede in these early stages. Havili inside for Willie Manu, who's tracked and put down by Adam Walker. Good contact by the prop forward coming forward, and Fui Moi Moi has knocked on the Scottish defence can breathe a sigh of relief. They will get their head and feet back.
Yeah, they can try their next exit set, and for our viewers that don't know Fui Moi Moi, he knows one way, north to south rugby league. He ain't going to pass, he's going to hit the ball as hard as he can. Fumbles that, spills his lollies for sure, but Scotland now with a chance to clear their own lines, and a couple of fumbles each from both teams, Dave.
Case of late to the table as well, isn't it, for Fui Moi Moi, who's 9 years now at Parramatta. He could have played, should have played in the last World Cup, but I think he decided late that he was going to pitch his hand in with Tonga, and they decided he wasn't eligible despite a court battle, so he missed out in 2008. So here he is 5 years later trying to right some wrongs. This is Luke Douglas from the Gold Coast Titans, carrying it forward. Ian Henderson is the man at dummy half there, looking to this right-hand side, and Danny Addy. Decent progress being made. Henderson picks up again and has a little scuttle. His brother Andrew, also in the squad, had the very great honour of going down to London today and meeting Prince Charles. Andrew Henderson, and he says he's still buzzing about it. Here comes Danny Brough. Little chip over the top, not a bad one. It's collected by Fisihahi rather, and he's a man they don't want to give running room to.
No, again, for our viewers, if he gets a little bit of space, he's got explosive power and speed and can clearly go the different distance. I was quite impressed. Ian Henderson's very important tonight for this Scottish team, and if you look at their spine with Wallace and Brough and Russell out the back, they've got some talent there themselves which will enable them to get around the field.
This is Havili, who's up at dummy half. They're going to get a penalty. A little bit too much messing about after the tackle had been completed. So Tonga with a chance to get this ball downfield. Just hanging on too long in the end, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it was Ferguson with the trying to buy himself a bit of time, and the Scottish defensive line a bit of time. And we've seen throughout the first 5 games that giving penalties away has put you under that little bit of pressure.
Tafua with the tap and the initial drive as well. He's a big fella, the Manly centre. He's put down. Havili at dummy half, in excellent position here, Tonga. 5 tackles still to have a go. Sikamanu putting the foot down again. Here's Havili. Little pick-up, he's going to have a go here, but the Scottish defence is too smart to fall for that one. Wasn't any great effort from the dummy half, so Daniel Foster will have a go again here. Spins it back to Langi, and Langi off to Tamalolo. Scrambling defence here from Scotland, who are doing well just at the moment. Havili again. This is Kite, spun away to Foster. Along the line it goes, and Willie Manu, who we've seen in the English Super League in the last couple of years, able to burst the line from that kind of range, and a little grubber kick which needs sweeping up, and has been, and it's going to be a drop out underneath the sticks.
Well, I don't think Hurst had any choice there really than to knock this ball dead. Too much threat of a Tongan player coming. Could have taken the chance, but we see so many times when you take that chance. He did the right thing. 6 more players to defend now for Scotland.
Well, they'll be taking their time as long as they can here. Steve McCormack, the Scotland coach, watching on. He's one of the longest serving coaches in this World Cup as well. He's been in charge of Scotland since 2004. So these players have become familiar with him and he with them. Here's Moi Moi, bustling and battling and bruising as ever. Havili left to Langi, who takes that line on again, and Peter Wallace very nearly run over, but he held his line. This now is Kite. They look wide. Here's Sikamanu, just about dealt with by Kane Linnett. Havili, couple of tackles to go. They'll go that blind side. It's Tafua.
Conrad, just stay.
Here comes the last.
Conrad, just stay. Go. Well done.
Foster. Another kick to that in-goal area. Not quite as well measured this time, and out it goes, and Scotland, to their relief, get the tap back on the 20.
Yeah, well done, Scotland. They handle the plays really, really well there. That physical element that Tonga's going to offer you. Ball goes dead in goal this time, and Scotland get the 20-metre restart.
Hold. Go.
Last of the home nations, of course, to start their campaign in this World Cup, Scotland. And the other 3 have all lost their opening matches. Ireland, England and Wales all slipping to defeat. Here's Henderson, Ian Henderson. Danny Addy pulling back behind the line, but Wallace is in a game tonight. He's put on his backside.
I've got a tip for a few Scottish players. Don't run at Conrad Hurrell. He's been a superstar arrival in the NRL for the Auckland Warriors. He's a wrecking ball, a cannonball of a wrecking ball.
It was Douglas who took them up to the 20-metre mark, and here they come on the sixth tackle, and Bruffs tries to run it here. And they run out of options on that final play, and Tonga will get possession back 15 from their own line.
Go. Hold. Play. Go.
Here's Kite.
1. Up. Here's 10, Luke. Give me, hold. Yep, go, well done.
Well, at least they're the right end of the field from a Scotland point of view, aren't they, here?
Tackle
Scott's happy to
two.
defend at that
Marcus, lock in.
particular patch.
Hold.
Well, that's a good relieving penalty for the Tongans. Scotland again, an offside decision there, which probably right. And I think they're a bit sneaky, these Tongans. They've got a bit of game plan in them, man. My sleepy feeling here is that Hurrell and Tafour have swapped sides, or they certainly swapped numbers, so they're on different sides of the field. So we'll see Hurrell on the right and Tafour on the left, Dave.
You've got it right. Conrad Hurrell is wearing the 4, not the number 3 as pre-advertised, and Tafour is wearing the number 3 shirt. So here comes Fui Moi Moi. There's no disguising him or his intentions, but he's lifted up well. And a big roar from this home crowd as well, because they like to see that Scottish physicality, but it doesn't last long, because Glenn Fisiahi through that gap. The opening score of the game, and the opening score of the World Cup from the Tongan point of view.
Good night, Vienna. He can play.
Well, he's a player whose season has been racked by injury. I don't think he's played since July because of a pec injury for the New Zealand Warriors, but he will at least be fresh for this World Cup tournament, and he's up and running as well with that opening try. Now, where's the ball? Samisoni Langi is going to take this conversion, and rather belatedly the ball boy will bring the ball on for him to do just that. There's a little committee meeting going on by the Scots now in the in-goal area.
Well, it was a poor read, Dave. Somebody's missed their assignment there, because if they're numbered up and nominated who their runners was, because in essence he's had a straight run through, hasn't he?
Well, the Irish last night found themselves in a brutal battle against Fiji, and I think it might be something similar here tonight for the Scots against Tonga. So here's Langi with this conversion attempt. Nine minutes played. Langi puts it wide. It remains 4 points to 0 in the Tongan favour.
Well, here we are. It's Manu, and there's clearly, I think, it's Kane Linnett jumps in on a play that he didn't need to, and that was the problem. When you see it earned on, it became quite clear that he needed to stay out on the run. He's trying to help his out, but they had him well covered there, Scotland. So that's probably a structural thing that Steve McCormack can clean up easily.
Here comes the restart, which is an awkward bounce and has fallen into the hands of Danny Addy. What a reaction from Scotland. What an opportunity. Henderson, little dance down the blind side, and a twist and a turn and a duck and a dive. And he's very nearly there. I think he's over the line and held up in the end.
Held up.
He is. Shane Hayne, the referee, says go back 10 and play this again.
Great kick-off. Boom. Tupu needed to do better than that. Danny Addy with the chase, and Scotland on the charge.
Here comes Oliver Wilkes, trundling it forward, 5 metres away.
Hold.
This is Ian Henderson. Spun back to Wallace. Wallace to Danny Bruff, who holds and delays and passes on to Linnett, and Linnett not making too much of an impression on that occasion, but it is still Scotland in a very good position. Adam Walker, powerfully forward. Well met. We're already at the 5th tackle. Here comes the last. Picked up quickly. Bruff's trying to force his way in. Just drops it behind because he knew it was the last, and possession has been spilled. And Tonga start from there.
Well, the last couple of times they've been on 5th tackle, they've had a crack, haven't they? They've done the run the ball, and which is surprising. With you got Wallace and Bruff in your team, you've got some decent kicking quality there, so maybe add a little bit of pressure, take a little bit of juice out of this Tongan tank, but they're having a crack at this, Scotland.
There's Brent Kite. He's one of, to our reckoning, one of only 2 players who played in the 2000 World Cup and are still going around this time. He, of course, won, and Kevin Sinfield, the English number 6, being the other. The ball's been dropped, but it took a Scottish hand. It will be another 6 tackles here.
Yeah, it was stripped. It's a good call from the official, I think. Douglas stripped the ball and...
Tomalolo
That's one.
is threatening to find a hole where Peter Wallace was standing.
You're good there, you're good.
Here's Willie Manu. Oh, he's lost it. So relief here for Scotland.
Well, the ball must be a bit greasy, and if you're prepared to bend your shoulders, and a good relieving penalty for interference there for Scotland, and that'll clear the line. It's this tackle underneath. Henderson again underneath the ball, dislodges it. Willie Manu will be disappointed with that.
Well, the kickers found touch only about 10 metres further downfield, so Scotland starts still 10 metres inside their own half. They've got a lot of muscular work to do here to try and trouble this Tongan defence. Here's Douglas, Luke Douglas.
Surrender! Stand!
Still on that run, I think, of consecutive NRL games. He is a machine. He keeps going and going and going. Here's Adam Walker. Little shuffling step by him.
Fooey up. 10's here. Hold.
Henderson.
Hold. Go 3.
The acting half. Here's Wallace. On to Danny Addy. Looks for the inside ball for Matty Russell, but it's read easily enough by that Tongan line.
Hold. Hold.
Henderson eventually will play. Wallace again. Oliver Wilkes had an exceptional season with the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats this last year. Henderson on the 5th. Will play it out to Brough, who tries to slide rule in. It took a Tongan touch, and it will be another 6 at the very least. Scotland, a couple of yards away, have 6 more tackles to hammer here.
And that's the pressure kick we were talking about.
Nearly lost by Douglas, but he's just about kept it alive. Danny Brough shapes for a big pass, then decides against it, drops it on the inside for Ben Helliwell. Contact is good, but Scotland are looking good. This is Wallace again, tries to take them on by himself.
Hold it.
Henderson, another big muscular effort, but sheer brute force is not going to necessarily beat this Tongan side. Maybe something more subtle required. Here's Henderson again. A bend and a pick up by Brough, and he's got the chance to get that ball away. Matty Russell now, this full-back who can run, who loves to run in broken play, and has almost found a way through, and has. Matty Russell, belying his slender figure with a real show of strength to get himself underneath the sticks, and Scotland have the response they so required.
Keep your fen going. Those red shirts didn't look too strong there, did they?
Well, he didn't get much of a chance in the NRL, did he? Because of the injuries he's had, Matty Russell with the Gold Coast Titans. He didn't feature that often, but when he was coming through at Wigan, a lot of people were saying this is a talent, and Wigan were very disappointed to lose him. He was, of course, behind Sam Tompkins in the pecking order at that stage, but he's back next year in England. He signed a couple of years with the Warrington Wolves, and Danny Brough has added the goal, and Scotland lead here by 6 points to 4, and with 15 minutes played, I think they would have taken that before this game began.
We'll take it after 80 minutes for sure. I don't think we're going to get that, but this is just tenacious effort. Keeps his legs pumping. Should have been finished off there. Tongans will be really disappointed with their defence, but don't take anything away from Matty Russell. That's a fair effort.
He's born in Irvine, by the way, so he's a proper Scottish lad. He was born in Scotland. Only made his debut against Papua New Guinea in the warm-up game, but very proud to wear that shirt. So Tonga 4, Scotland 6.
Stay onside, boys. Stay back.
And a quarter of an hour played. Tonga have a little bit of thinking to do here.
Good.
Lange gets us underway again. Caught by Russell. Big hit back again to test the line. Look, Douglas.
Hold the 10, hold.
This is Henderson. The Tongans muscling up here. Pushing back, but the offload's good. Scotland are playing with real endeavour. Really chancing their arm, and it's coming off at the moment. Henderson looks wide. Here's Ferguson.
2, Conrad, up!
Well, it's good to watch. It's easy on the either way Scotland are playing at the moment, and they've got a penalty as well.
And it's on.
Here we go.
Go on.
Here we go.
Somebody said something.
Did you shout go on there? Were you encouraging them to fight?
No, I said it's on.
Oh.
It's on.
And we said go on.
Well, I'm a pacifist. I won't get in the middle of those bells.
Well, the referee's calmed it down.
Oh, well, Ferguson takes offence to Hurrell's holding him down, and Hurrell says, well, you're going to have some back, mate. Yeah, boom, get that into you. Hey, Ian, and Ian Henderson saying, no, I don't want to fight him neither.
Thank goodness for the referee on occasions like that, blowing his whistle and calming it down.
Let it go, let him have a bit of fun.
And then from the point of view of the players who don't want to get involved.
That's one. Up. Fooey all the
That's
way back.
Ferguson.
They're the ones generally stood out the back.
Here comes Walker, Adam Walker, one of twins in this Scotland squad, but Jonathan Walker, the other one, doesn't make the cut as far as the 17 is concerned.
Been impressed with Walker and Douglas. They've done their job. They've led the line for the Scottish team.
Danny Brough lays it on to Danny Addy, who's got a bit of football in him, Danny Addy, hasn't he? Given the part he plays for the Bradford Bulls. Henderson. Little scuttle and a slip as well, which made him an easy target for those Tongan defenders. He almost gets away, though, from Willie Manu, who keeps a hold of him. Fui, Moi goes in there as well, but he's still got that offload. And this is good from Scotland again. With Helliwell held up. Less than 9 away. Carter now from dummy half. Here comes Wallace and drops it off for Luke Douglas to have a barge. 5 tackles used by Scotland. Here comes the last. Henderson. Wallace. Shapes it up, good kick, but well taken by Fisihahi. Really had to get down, he showed really good hands there.
Yeah, he read that really well, because it was a cute kick from Wallace. A little bit more angle on there, and they'd have been in trouble, the Tongan team, but they're being tested. The offload game of Scotland, where they've got the opportunity to free the ball and offload the ball down the crack. Here we see the kick from Wallace, but great position from Fisihahi.
Well, we know them as the Bravehearts, don't we? This is a really brave-hearted performance so far from Scotland. They are giving it everything here. Desperate to get an opening win in this World Cup 2013.
Here we are, hold another step here, hold.
And desperate also to keep the Tongans down here for as long as they can. This is Murdoch Masila, who's on the field from the interchange bench with a play the ball. Picked up by Havili. He was, I think, behind the 40-metre line when he let that rip. And it meant the gamble had to be taken by Alex Hurst. And all he's managed to do is punch it behind the dead ball line and concede the drop out underneath the sticks.
Well, are you thinking like I am, that he's knocked that out? Did he think the ball was out when he kicks this? Well, he's inside the 40. It's a great kick, so he has to play it, Hurst. Badges just seems to just leathered it and battered it dead, didn't he? A softer touch there. He may have an opportunity for the fullback, Russell, to field the ball. But it's a great kick. Great kick.
Well, the Tongans will take this possession back again, whether it was from a 40-20 or whether it's from a dropout. It's a similar outcome from their point of view. And the Scots again trying to get some much-needed energy and oxygen back in their bodies by taking as long as they possibly can before this restart comes. Kicked downfield by Danny Brough. A little bit of footwork provided by Lange. First touch, not the best. But Murdoch Masila with a first touch of his own, which had a bit more of muscle involved as well. Havili, oh, he's lost it here, Murdoch Masila, and he's obviously in a lot of pain as well.
I'm not sure. Did he twist his shoulder around there?
Looked like he was holding his knee in the first instance.
No, it's definitely his shoulder. I'm sure it's his shoulder or his chest, I'm sure. Well, here's the carry. Boom. Adam Walker, Dale Ferguson. There's a few people in there, and oh, sure it's his shoulder.
Yeah, it's that kind of that left shoulder, left upper chest that he was holding on to there, wasn't he? And he's clearly in a bad way here, Ben Murdoch Masila.
I don't can see anything downstairs. Oh, it's his knee. I think it's his knee. I think it's his knee.
So you're saying I was right first time? It's not often that happens.
You're not normally right, but I'll give you a go here, Dave. Yeah, I think he's twisted. He's been twisted in the tackle.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a hold-up here while Ben Murdoch Masila is given some treatment. He's a young fellow of whom a lot is expected from the West Tigers. I know when Tim Sheens was the coach there, apparently he rated him very, very highly.
Have a look here. I think it's his right. Is it his right knee, I think, or right ankle? Whoa, there's something
just caught underneath, didn't it?
That hurt. Not been meaning to tell you for years, my middle name's Moi Moi.
There he is, the fella himself. And they have met on a number of occasions and they've become quite close. I know that Ted Fui came and watched training last night, and I think somebody smuggled him a ball, but we haven't to say that because he wasn't allowed, but he got smuggled a ball.
That's one now, release him. Tensi, hold. Go, one.
Here is Henderson from dummy half. Taken on by Danny Addy.
Release him.
Gets an extra stride or so. Ian Henderson once more. This is Ben Kavanagh, who's on from the bench. Young witness player. Henderson
this,
again.
The Scots.
Danny Brough. Well, they've not been overawed, have they? They've not been out-muscled in this game.
No. They look good, composed, strong in the middle with the two props and Henderson, and a bit more interference.
Well, there's another penalty. You presume they'll put a bit of pressure on here, but Danny Brough is indicating to go for goal here. What do you reckon, coach?
Well, he's a world-class goal kicker, and I don't think he'll miss. So it's an extra 2 points, and maybe they think with the weather conditions and the Tongans might just be feeling a little bit of cold and damp conditions that they think it's going to be a close game. And would you have been tempted yourself, Dave?
Well,
play on?
You're the coach, you're the expert. What about you? Would you have kicked in and rolled on again?
I would have been tempted, because I just think they're creaking a little bit, the Tongans, and staying at this end of the field against them and taking a bit of juice out. Remember, they haven't had a game, taking a bit of juice out of their tanks. And
well, Danny Brough will take his time. The man of steel, of course, in Super League for his outstanding year-long performance with the Huddersfield Giants. And he's kicked that goal as well, 2 out of 2. And Scotland stretching their lead to 8 points to 4. And no wonder Andrew Henderson and co are grinning on that Scotland bench. This is a terrific start by the Scots here.
Takes the score to Tonga 4, Scotland 8.
Stay on side out there. Stay back. Time on. Okay, watch his
Safely patched, and a big hit forward again by Luke Douglas. Taking it forward, he's carried back to where he started from. Have some of that, young man.
Surrender! Stand, 2,
Surrender,
hold!
shouts the referee.
Yeah.
You get the feel there might be a temptation to put the white flag up the pole on a couple of times here tonight, but not that it's been shown by the Scots here. That's a really good carry by Linnett. And Scotland finding themselves, and a big hit this time.
Release now, hold, go.
From Torfua.
3.
Henderson with the chip. Oh, he's overcooked it. He's overcooked it, misjudged that completely.
I was just about to say those first 2 plays of that exit set, getting out of their own half from Scotland. I thought the Tongans had woken up. We saw that physicality that we're expecting. But then plays 3, 4 and 5 were great from Scotland, and Hendo then comes out with a kick that he'll not be too proud of.
You coached him, didn't you, at the Bradford Bulls?
Yeah, brought him over from
Arms over the top, thank you.
Australia originally, and then he went back to the New Zealand Warriors. So he's done the NRL, the Super League, and the Super League and the NRL. He's a fine player.
All heads in, close Peter, please. Righto, ball in, thank you.
So here comes Lange to feed. Carried on by Torfua. George Torfua, 21 tries in the NRL this season, so
Hold!
he's a bit of a finisher. Mickey Payer.
That's 2, 12, get off! Here I am. Go, 2.
Saluini, the interchange dummy half.
That's 3 now,
Tonga making
stand.
progress.
Here we are, have a look. Hold, go.
Saluini again.
Get quicker, Ian.
Here comes Lange. Tomalolo taking on the metal of that Scotland line, but it proves itself, but it's another penalty, a little high, the referee just indicating. Bit of a face scrub going on, so the Tongans get a penalty here. Now, will they be tempted to go for goal? Surely not.
I think they'll play on, but it's adjudicating that Wallace has smacked Tamalolo around the head there.
Well, here comes Tomalolo again. North Queensland Cowboys player who's held up just a couple of yards from that Scotland line. Saluini looking to duck.
He's tackled short, that's tackled 2.
Tackled short.
Release him.
Scotland doing well. It's Lange. Head down and a barge again, but look at that. Terrific effort from Ben Kavanagh amongst the Scotland defenders. Foster throwing it wide. Here comes Hurrell. Hurrell gets it on as well, but That Scotland defence is massive once more. Seafeki bundled out of play, and a pat on the back for all of those defenders, and well deserved.
Well, Linnett and Co got it right there on that left-hand side. Somebody missed their assignment early in the game, but they've cleaned this up really well. It's Linnett coming out the back to help with the assist.
Hello, mate. Wait. Yeah,
Hurrell
cool, mate.
thinks he's releasing his winger,
Just aim a bit lower, mate.
but Fecky giving short thrift from
Inside, guys, go.
Kane Linnett.
Take it in.
And you have to take your hats off here, don't you, to the Scotland side, who really are playing well.
Well, I just like the way that they're not applying the script. We're all thinking Tonga wrong up and we do this, but it's a game of rugby league. And they're thinking, well, we've got a great spine to our team, and if everybody else shows up and we play as a team, we can match these blokes.
Right, that's tackle one.
Well, they've got a couple of games up here. They play Italy next week, next Sunday, I think it is, in this ground again. And then their final match against the United States in that cross-group game at Salford on the 7th of November. So it's a short turnaround between those two games, the 3rd and then the 7th. But if they win this here tonight, then they really will lift themselves for the tournament ahead. Penalty. Tonga off the line too quickly. Scotland get a relieving kick.
The Group C, isn't it? It's a tough group. Tonga, Italy.
And coming up, number 16, Mitchell Stringer.
Scotland.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're here. Yeah. They're three tough teams by the looks of the Scottish team.
Yep. And at the start of the tournament, you'd have probably looked at this and said Tonga are an out-and-out favourites for that, and Scotland and Italy are make-weights. But the way that Italy have started and the way that Scotland are playing here, you have to say it's a real tough contest. Here's Kavanagh. 12 metres away. Henderson from dummy half. Brough runs down that blind side, trying to find a way through. It closes, so off he offloads. Ben Kavanagh now again strides out of the initial tackle, and another offload from him. Wallace picks up off the bounce. Twist and a turn by Danny Addy. Can't get to his feet, but he can now to play it. And Scotland come again. Here's Helliwell towards his right corner. It goes to ground. It's picked up. It's picked up, I think, in the end by Hurrell. And the Tongans will be mighty relieved.
Amalola took the ball there for a zero tackle, and just the element of excitement here from the Scottish team. You know, they're trying to, you won't be able to thread the needle with this team, and handing the ball over on your own terms at the right end of the field is what Scotland want to do.
They will be enthused by a very enthusiastic performance so far. Mickey Payer carrying it forward. Selawini in at dummy half. Tonga looking to roll their way downfield. Kite gets it away quickly though, and Foster has to do something on that right channel. Stopped in his tracks, but a good pickup, and I think he's lost it here. Selawini has knocking it on. A little too enthusiastic in his run from dummy half. And they look to be rattled a little here, unsettled, this Tongan team.
Well, he's seen a hole here, Nefi Suina, and just can't come up with a play. That's real tough in that small space. So he's run himself out of an idea there. But yeah, they do seem rattled. Is it rattled or are they off the pace? They haven't had a game. They look a little bit rusty. They don't look fluent, do they? They had a bit of a hit out against the Army. Has that been enough? Scotland look really efficient, don't they? And have that quality of effect and structure in and around the middle. Steve McCormack looks to have done a great job here.
Well, they had a game against Papua New Guinea, didn't they, Scotland, at Featherstone the week before the tournament began, and they lost that by a reasonably comfortable margin on the scoreboard. But the PNG side only scored a couple of late tries, and by all accounts that was a very good game. I know that Steve McCormack was very pleased with his side's performance that day. Lots to build on, lots to take encouragement from, and they've carried it through into this game. Here's Mitchell Stringer getting some game time. Henderson just behind him. Wallace along the line. Danny Brough now.
That's
4 tackles. 2 to come. 28 minutes played. Douglas again. But back it comes. They're playing with a real verve here. And Matty Russell personifies that with his run in from the back of the line.
All the way, guys.
Plenty of space to work with here. 5 tackles. All the space on the pitch here for Wallace to put this kick up towards the wing, but he can't get it away. He's hustled and harried. Closed down quickly by Sikamanu, but he's come from an offside position, so a penalty here for Scotland.
He's been pretty strict tonight. Mr. Heenan saying he's offside from marker.
Mark's up here, or you can take it back. Right there.
So Helliwell just puts it away.
In line with the touch charge, Ian. Ian, you need to be in
Tap,
line with the touch
restart,
charge.
just a few more strides infield.
Go.
Henderson with the tap. Here's Danny Addy. His Tongan resolve
That's
will
one
be
now,
tested
release him.
in this next minute or
Hold it.
so,
Hold.
because Scotland with 5 tackles to have a dig. Wallace again bringing them on. 4
Tackle
Tongan
two, release him
defenders
now, just stand.
rallying round.
Stay there, Mickey, go.
Henderson up and at them, and down he goes and ducks, but he's not going to get that ball down in a million years with those 4 big fellas holding on to him.
Gonna try, though. He's Jack in the box is Ian Henderson.
Tackle 3.
Well, they still have 3 tackles to go here. It's Luke Douglas who spins it back to Wallace, and Addy now looking to step right, left, and then rather stumbles into the challenge that lies just before him.
Hold in. Wait.
Helliwell.
Go.
Here's Wallace kicking, looking for the upright and just shaving it, and it very nearly came up goods anyway, but I think when he hit the upright, which was the intention, that would have been a real unsettling kick. Not far away.
That's one now, release. Here we are, hold in. Hold Peter
Just
with
not
me.
quite good enough, Dave.
Go.
Here's Kite. Brent Kite.
2, Peter. 10's here, hold 12.
Just a reminder to all that
Off to Penrith next year, isn't he, Brent Kite, having served the Manly Sea Eagles?
3, up.
Done a great job for the Eagles over the years. I've seen a couple of grand finals and reaching grand final not so long since. And
Tackle 4.
Willie Manu, these days at St Helens.
Hold in. Hold. Go, 4.
Siluini. Up and off and at them
Right,
again.
now, last one. All the way in. Go.
Here he goes, the dummy half, and again a kick to that in-goal area, but he's overhit that. No real pressure.
well, his kicking game's way off the pace. He's jumped down the short side and leathered it into touch with nothing, and now he's just far too much strength on that kick and let Scotland off the hook. No problems with that kick if he just rolls into the corner, and but gives 23 metres for the Scottish team.
Here we are, hold it. Go.
Here's Carter.
Release.
One of the local lads, by the way.
Go.
Brett Carter, he plays with a club that plays here, Workington Town.
And coming on
Straight
number
up.
14, Ben
South
Fisher.
Cumbrian by birth, though.
With me, hold. Go through.
Ben Fisher on the field in that dummy half role, but you can see that Ian Henderson is still on there as well.
Here we are. Go.
So a little extra pivot and a little extra verve from that acting half position.
4, still 4.
Kept alive.
2.
And the kick and the chase here, there's a job to do for Fisher. Oh, he's missed it! He's missed it! And I think Scotland will claim a try here. Yes, they will! Second try of the night. Well, there's 8 minutes left to play here, and it's a question of whether Steve McCormack can keep the lid on this at half-time. Rather than geeing his players up, they're going to be massively enthused, aren't they?
Well, they're organised, they're enthusiastic. This gives them another lift. Every time they keep the tins rolling, the score keeps going, gives them more and more energy to defend their own line. And Tonga need a bit of a wake-up call, don't they?
Scotland are bringing home nation pride to World Cup 2013. England, Wales and Ireland have all failed, but just at the moment the Scots are in the driving seat, and that goal takes them to 14 points to 4. Danny Brough absolutely pinpoint tonight with his goal kicking, and I don't think many would have picked this scoreline before the match began at this stage of proceedings.
Well, Mitchell Stringer's had it. Off loads of trouble, the Tongans tonight. And to speculate around the back, Ben Fisher goalkeeping like all good hookers should, and chases his own kick. VCR, he needs to do better.
Well, Ben Fisher, who's these days with the London Broncos, I think he'd retired at one stage this season anyway, hadn't he? And came out to help out the London Broncos and then said, OK, I'll give it a go in the World Cup as well. And he will officially hang up the boots once this tournament has finished. But if that is the last ever try he scores, my word, how memorable a moment he's given himself for the years to come.
Go, 1, well done.
7 minutes of the half remaining, and Fisher enthused. He's running like a teenager now at the moment, never mind the 30-odd years he's got in the bank. Kavanagh.
3, up, Brent. 10's here. With me, Mickey. Well done, go.
Fisher. Looking to find a route through on thread, and the offload again. This is clearly something that they've decided on doing before the match began. The offloads are coming thick and fast, and they're coming off. I don't think they've made a mistake from an offload so far. They've all come off so far, haven't they?
And it's a clear strategy.
Here's Brough again, kicking into space. Visihahi's most recent memory is the fluffy maid behind the goal line, but this time he drops on it safely.
Hold! Go one.
But the Tongans struggling to get behind the play the ball, and Scotland are lining them up here.
Held!
They can smell it, can't they, the Scots?
Here we are.
In defence, they are running with a real purpose and a power, and off the line they come again. The shoulders down, the contact's made,
That's straight now, Ian.
and Tonga's yardage is limited.
Much better.
It is they who are being outmuscled at the moment. The Pacific Island nation, from whom we expected the best, are being put in their place just at this moment.
Make sure you get straight there, marker.
Here's Tai, Okuma
Straighten
Tai,
up, straighten up.
but that's the fifth.
Back up.
So here comes the last. It gets into the hands of Lange. Steepling kick from him. Russell, oh, he's missed it. Did he make contact? Yes, he did. It was a knock-on. And there's a bonus for the Tongans.
Well, just about to say, that's the first time the Tongans have got a kick away in an exit set, and Matty Russell put under the test from the Lange kick, and a little bit of snow on it, and he just doesn't quite clean it up, and this will be the opportunity Tonga want to try and get back into this game, and he clearly knocks it on there, and decent field position for the Tongan team now.
Well, we've seen Scotland muscle up in defence earlier in the game when they were under a lot of pressure.
Relax, boys.
And they need a big minute here. Steve McCormack looking on. He's had a lot of experience for it, given his young age. He was at Salford, wasn't he? I think he was the youngest ever Super League coach when he coached Salford. He's been at Whitehaven and Widnes and Barrow and Swinton.
Let's get set. Hook his arms over the top.
Waiting for Ian Henderson to get himself in that pack so the game can start again here.
Well, remember, we've got Fisher on as a hooker, so he must be playing either at the back of the scrum, one off, Ian Henderson. So defending at standoff here, even though he's probably playing at loose forward.
Some defending to do for Scotland. Some quick thinking and quick handling needed from the Tongans. Visihahi's put down, having scored the opening try of the night.
Hold. Go one.
Seems an awful long time ago now. They're going to go down the blind side, but the Scottish defence are ready for them. Terrier-like.
One foot. Hold.
Scrambling across there. The resolve is massive, and here comes Fui Moi talking about massive. But his hit is limited. And still they try to bludgeon their way through this Scotland line. This time Sikamanu is stopped, but it's another effort. Little trip on Tai before he can get in his stride. That's 5 tackles gone already, and from dummy half, Seluini will take the gamble. He's managed to knock it backwards. Foster picks it up. He was tackled before he released. It's a handover, despite the complaints. It is Scotland who are back in possession again.
Well, that's scruffy from Tonga. I think they just want to baseball bat their way over the line. They've had 5 drives there, and obviously the half there, Lange, or was it Lange?
That's one.
Was tackled on the last play and just look a little bit disorganised and dishevelled from the efforts, and give Scotland full credit. They're the better team at the moment.
And does confidence grow even more when you defend like that, even more than when you're scoring a tries? If you're keeping the teams out like that, does confidence grow even further?
He's dead. Fui. Go 3.
Fisher left, Brough with a kick.
Outside 40.
He's just looking to hold it up in the in-goal area if he can here. Oh, and it's another mistake. Visihahi's having a nightmare tonight. He'll wake up screaming at a white ball coming, herring towards him, and men in blue shirts chasing him down because he's just put one down in the in-goal area. Right. It's a dropout. Well, in fact, it was just in the field of play, so it's head and feet for Scotland here.
Well, he's putting his team under pressure with his last couple of plays defensively, and clearly touches the ball there, but does it go forward? I think it went backwards. I think he's got a point there.
Well, catch it safely, and you reduce the arguments, don't you? Don't fumble it in the first place, and no referee can give it as a knock-on. Shane Hayne has given that as a knock-on, and Scotland will fancy this. 14-4 already. They lead by 10. How about another score before the half-time hooter sounds? 2.5 minutes away.
Up there. Hold. Go one.
Here's Fisher. A reach and a grab by Brett Phillips. Another of the local Workington lads. Fisher spinning it back to Wallace. Back on the inside for Ben Kavanagh.
Tackle 3, releasing. Stay there.
Tonga doing the tough work just for the moment. Wallace again. Addy trying to spin. Gets the offload away. What about that for a pass? Brett Carter of Workington Town scores a memorable Scottish try.
Take your hat off. Wallace to Addy. Easy tackle, gets the handful, great offload. Gary Carter, brilliant finish. Simple Saturday is a money ball. Well done, Danny Addy. Take all the bows and all the plaudits. Kept his hands free, didn't stop the play. They're in trouble here, the Tongans.
Well, Brett Carter as a Workington player has had his moments here at Derwent Park, but never as big as this, in front of a crowd like this, on a night like this. It is turning into something special for Scotland here. 18-4, kick to come, and the Hooters, what, a minute away. They can only have dreamt of this scenario before this game, surely.
This bloke's likely to nail the kick as well, so considerable Cumbrian hill for the Tongans to climb.
Well, there's a few spectacular views around those Cumbrian hills in the Lake District, in one of the nicest parts of the United Kingdom. Oh, he's bounced it off the crossbar and in!
Enough.
It felt like an age. It bounced up in the air. The touch judges stood and watched and then raised their flags. And that view from this Cumbrian hill is looking ever sweeter for this Scottish side, who lead now by 20 points to 4 on a remarkable night.
Takes the score to Tonga 4, Scotland 20.
Danny Addy gives Brett Carter the easiest score he'll ever have. He attracted 3 Tongan defenders and
this is simply what, 15 seconds left to play. Stick the ball at your jumper. Don't make any mistakes from Scotland here. Passes to a minimum. Forget the offloads.
was a spin in their step, isn't there?
Here we are, Billy. Go to.
Dummy shown by Ian Henderson. The ball has been stolen. The referee says penalty. Penalty. The ball steal just as the hooter was sounding. So a chance here for Danny Brough to pop over another 2.
Well, they'll have a crack, I'm sure.
There is a considerable breeze here tonight, and I'm just having a look. I think it might be in the favour of the Scots, which is going to help Danny Brough.
Rattled, don't they, the Tongans?
Well, how do they pick themselves up from this? Charlie Tonga, their coach, who some of the people who are watching on and listening on tonight might remember as a prop forward with the Bulldogs and the Roosters back in the day, and the Newtown Jets for most of his career. He's got a big half-time talk to make here to lift his side. They're behind by a distance, and behind against a very, very enthusiastic Scotland side who've just missed out on the chance of adding another 2.
Did that hit the post again?
I think it just went on the wrong side of the post, didn't it? Just flicked against that post, and it's just getting a little heated again, just in the middle. The referee gets himself involved and blows his whistle to end the game. But what a half from Scotland's
Well done, Scotland. Better team by a mile. They've been structured, they've taken their opportunities. There's been a couple of errors for the Tongans. The Tongans just look off the pace. They look a little bit rusty. I don't know what you say. They're not a team at this particular race, are they?
A little bit of rabble-rousing amongst the locals to get them to make sure that they are on their side in this second half. And we're going to see a reaction here. I think we're certain of that, aren't we? We're going to see a reaction from Tonga in the opening minutes, certainly of this second period.
Well, Group C, Scotland, they're showing their wares. Tonga, Italy have shown their wares. I think the reality is that Tonga need to show their wares now in this second half, or it's going to be a difficult exit from this group for them.
Well, the Italians have already got 2 points on the board thanks to their win against the Welsh. If Scotland win this, they have 2, and it makes it a very, very difficult task for Tonga here on in if they don't turn this around. They're very capable of turning this around, but have they got the will to match the sheer macho power they possess, as well as Fui Moi Moi shows just that.
Well, if he's anything to go by, he's ready for this second half. That's a great first carry, and so's that.
2 now, release him. Hold here.
10 metres short of the halfway line, and a penalty. Slow on the release. in the tackle.
We wax lyrical, Dave, about some of the great football we've seen and some of the great contact that we've seen, but those two players there from Tonga probably epitomise what they need to do. Paint the field north to south, go north to south, roll your sleeves up and carry this team down the field. Here's another one.
Tackle
Hurl.
one, release. Hold.
Selowini at dummy half. They'd love to get up and get a bright start to this second period if they can. Sikamanu put down 20 metres out. Selowini's up there again, looking left, looking lively. Tonga on that wide left-hand side. Tomalolo put down in the channel. Still 10 metres away. Tackles beginning to ebb away, but they still have 3 to go. Fui Moi with another big hit forward and another strong carry. Look at him going. 4 of them got a hold, and he still pushed them back a yard or 2, and eventually has to take the turf. Selowini. This now is Lange, but a Scottish defence that's quick off the mark and closing down his options. Final option here, Foster, just into that in-goal area, it dribbles off, it's picked up and collected, and I think that Sikamanu has managed to get it down here. Well, the referee was blindsided, couldn't quite see that, so it's up to the video referee
Yeah, mate,
to
no
look
worries.
at what he can. Here's Ashley Klein.
Okay, we just start off having a look at the onside offside, pausing it on the boot. If you just run it back and pause it on the boot if you can. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. They're all onside. If you just run it through now. Okay, off the Scotland player. Catches it cleanly. 6 more tackles. Yep, we can go straight to the board now. That'll be a try.
So we heard the words of Ashley Klein, and we know this is going to be given as a try. The rest of the stadium will be let in on the secret in just a moment's time. But Sikamanu from the Penrith Panthers has got Tonga back into the game.
In the first half, they ran everything, didn't they? They couldn't organise a kick, and
Come on.
Just to mark your card, by the way, Conrad Hurrell and George Tofua. I'm not sure who they're trying to fool tonight, but they started off in the wrong shirts.
maybe each other.
Tofua in the 4, Tofua in the 3 and Hurrell in the 4. Well, now they've swapped back again. Hurrell is now wearing 3 and Tofua is now wearing 4. And here comes Samisoni Lange, who has got his range with a kick, his first success of the night. They're into double figures, 20 points for Tonga. Sorry, 10 points for Tonga, 20 for Scotland.
Well, this is a great finish from good kick from Foster. First pressure we kick we've seen, and can't quite clean it up. The Scottish team, I think I blamed Russell. I don't think it was Russell. It might again have been Linnett that was trying to clean that kick up.
Maybe George Tofua's shirt was a little too tight, and he gave it to Conrad Hurrell to stretch it in that first 40 minutes so that it fits properly in his second half. Well, that ball went backwards, the referee says, so a little bit of luck from the fumble for the Tongans, and Scotland rushing in. And a real case now for Scotland to keep their nerve and keep their concentration, isn't it?
Yeah, hold your nerve. We were bound to see a response from the Tongan team. Charles Tonga, their coach, would have had a word with them. They're clearly trying to play the ball a whole lot quicker than they did in the first half. They're trying to bounce up and down and pressurise the Scottish defence, and you can quite clearly see there it's a bit of a tactic, and very simple north to south football.
Here
Conrad
comes
Hurrell again.
Conrad Hurrell, the schoolboy weightlifting champion. He still carries a lot of that muscle, doesn't he? And a lot of that impact. Now it goes left. This is Tomalolo down that left channel again, and suddenly there's an opportunity. Little kick forward by Tupou. There was an awful lot of fumbling going on. The flag is up on the far side as well. Which way does this go? Shane Hayne.
We're going to have a look.
The decision.
Tupou down the sideline, kicks it, comes off the Scottish player.
Now, does he play at that, or does the ball hit the man?
I think he's in front. I think he's saying he's not played at. Well, I reckon he punched it. Not playing at it.
It hit his hand, but the decision he hasn't played at that. It was ball hits man, so Scotland get the head and feed.
Well, I think Tonga also need a response defensively in this second half. We saw the numbers there where they were clearly struggling, and I think they need some of that Pacific Island go forward in their defence. Let's see what we get here.
It's a big set here. It's a really interesting set here, isn't it? Who's got the bigger resolve in this next minute or so? Do Tonga keep them penned, or can Scotland make some big yards downfield? Well, they've started well enough.
Tackle 2.
This Scottish side.
Hold the 10. Hold the 10.
Hurst to his feet. Pick up and a scamper by Matty Russell.
3.
So the lightweights doing the work as the heavyweights take a big breath, and I'm sure at some point they'll join in with this surge forward. Here comes Dale Ferguson. That's a good carry.
Yeah, he's not lightweight.
All the way through.
Inside the Tongan half. Still a couple of tackles to come again. Mitchell Stringer. Nice little bit of footwork.
That's fine.
A lot of people look down their noses at championship players, but don't look down your nose at Mitchell Stringer. He's championship player of the year. He's real quality. The kick from Danny Brough is a good one. That's one of the strengths of his game, and the good kick is followed by a terrific chase and an effort in defence. We talked about that set. Who's going to get the biggest response? Scotland, unequivocally.
Well, it was a great kick from Danny Brough, and everybody knew, even though he kicks it off the outside of his boot to the left-hand side knew that they were chasing. Watch the blue shirts get down here. Bang! Wasn't it leading the charge? Hurst with him. Didn't have much sound, did he, Tofu?
There was 5 of them. It was gang warfare.
Sorry, it was Fecky, not Tofu.
So the dropout collected by Brough, the man who manufactured that position. Mitchell Stringer, who played his part, doing the hard labour. And Ben Fisher, it's come free, stolen. Shane Hayne with a split second to make the decision, goes Scotland's way. And Danny Brough doesn't think about anything else than banging it into touch. Tap, restart, Scotland. Taken forward by Dale Ferguson again. If the Tongans thought they might shake the self-belief with a score early in the second half, think again, because Scotland are still playing with a lot of poise here. Driving it in, Fisher throws it back, Brough along the line to Wallace. Wallace offers it to Danny Addy. Addy puts the footwork in, just slips, can't get up quick enough before 2 arrive to floor him again. Here's Fisher. This now is Henderson. A little step taken by Mitchell Stringer once more. 1 step forward, several backwards in the face of that ferocious defence. Wallace. This now is Kavanagh. Ben Kavanagh. Fui Fui Moi Moi. Leaves his name imprinted on his chest. Back now to Brough once more. The kick. Oh, superb.
Brilliant catch.
Absolutely brilliant catch.
Brilliant catch.
And not only that, look at the return here as well. Well, great work. Great work by the scrum half, Daniel Foster, who really has lifted the mood in Tongan circles.
Well, that was as good as a try saver, because Brough puts over the sixpence. Great catch from Foster, and the penalty to boot now from Fishy High, trying to make up for his couple of plays in the first half they wouldn't have wanted to come up with. And now we see Tonga with the opportunity to do some more attack early in the second half.
Well, 8 minutes played very nearly of this second period, and it is still on the score sheet. A comfortable-ish lead that Scotland have, the 2 scores. But as the night wears on, it becomes less and less comfortable. Conrad Hurrell, who's dropped it. He's dropped it in the contact. He's furious. He's flung the ball down. Now the referee, having made one decision, has now reversed it. He made one decision and said it was knocked on, but instantly he went to the ear because the touch judges were having a word, and they saw it as a ball steal.
And it was quite clearly a ball steal. I'm not surprised they were blowing up.
So Selowini with a tap. And here comes the charge again. A cavalry charge in red as Mickey Paya takes it to within 12 metres. Selowini. It's left once more. And hammered in by Tomalolo, who take 3-4 to stop him. A couple of his mates were trying to help as well. But he is going to be stopped. So they'll try again. Langi. Fui Fui Moi Moi. Hits hard, but is hit strong in return. The play the ball scruffy, and it has left an opportunity for Selowini. Well, it wasn't manufactured that way, it was simply a scruffy play the ball by Fui Moi Moi, but Scotland were caught in confusion as a result, and hats off to Selowini because his sharpness from dummy half has given them that try. One man on the floor, one man went the wrong way, and a result, there's a huge gap there, wasn't there? But you've got to take advantage, and he did it well.
Well, the huge gaps on the back of what Moi Moi does. He was nicknamed not so many years ago. His nickname not so many years ago was the car crash, because he just does so much damage around what happens where he is.
Fui Moi Moi, so good they named him 4 times, never mind twice. And a chance here for Samisoni Langi to narrow the gap still further. 14-20 as it stands. The flags go down, so 14-20 it remains. But they're back now within striking distance.
Yeah. All good dummy half runners, all good number 90. You're looking for that opportunity, and Scottish player left on the floor on the back of the carry from Moi Moi, and Russell and Wallace can't quite clean that up. Hold your nerve, Scotland. That's all they need to do. Hold your nerve. Get back into the game.
They're looking a little more intense on that bench than they were in the first half, aren't they? It's all smiles. Kick-off is a good one, but it's not a good one, actually, because it's gone straight out of play. So a penalty back on the halfway line. It's just unravelling a little here for the Scots.
This happens in a game, doesn't it? Sikamanu smart enough to start in the field of play and put his foot out, catches the ball, so it's out on the full, ball back. Another opportunity for Tonga.
So the tap restart sees the Tongans 30 away. Conrad Hurrell, with all that bulk and all that menace, is the first to take it forward. Selowini at dummy half. This time, it's Sikamanu.
All the way, 8, all the way here.
15 out. Selowini again. They're rolling forward in numbers. Fui Moi Moi scattering them as he comes once more.
Up now.
But there's enough in back play to make themselves get around him. Here it comes. This time it's Akuma Tai.
That's 4 now, Luke.
The man Paul Anderson, his Huddersfield coach, described as a Christmas turkey when he arrived at Huddersfield. He was so big. He slimmed a little, but he's still got the power. There goes the kick to the in-goal area, which is being chased hard by everyone. And has it been put down by Fissi Haihi? Well, it could have been anyone who got there, but Fissi Haihi, I think, was scrambling. We've got the video referee who's going to have to unpick this again. Here comes Ashley Clive.
Okay, if you just have pause it on the boot if you can, please.
It's a great kick from Lange, I have to say.
Kicking through now. They're all on side. Inside's off. Who's not going to get involved? Okay, trying to throw on this angle initially. Okay, that's all fine there. Okay, something tight. Okay, I'm comfortable that's ball's grounded. Can we just get another look on another angle if I can from the other side just to confirm? Okay, yeah, that's downward pressure on that. So we're going to go to the board. It'll be no try, goal line drop out. Yeah, that's fine.
So no try. Confirmation there. Here it comes on the big screen.
Brilliant.
And well done, Brett Carter.
Brilliant, Brett Carter. Dove like Superman for his team. That's the kind of thing that can change this momentum that Tonga are built up on. They've still got another set to defend here, Scotland, but that's a try saver of some magnitude.
He's having a night, Brett Carter. He scored a try in the first half. He's just saved a try in the second. He's having a night to remember. But the Tongans are in full flight. They fancy this is a game they can still win. Then you wouldn't bet against it the way the mood of this match has gone since the second half begun. It's another wave of red as Brent Kite this time muscles forward.
2 now, 8, get up.
Scotland hanging on at the moment. Just looking across, I think Peter Wallace might be limping or looking a little laboured, but out come Tonga once again. This time it's a Tofua.
Up, Peter.
But Wallace was there to make the tackle, so maybe he's not as hampered as he seemed to be a moment ago. Tonga's still hammering.
Markers lock in.
Salwini bends his back. Back it comes. Into the hands now of Foster. Foster spins it away. Sikamanu. Sikamanu stepping on the inside. Scotland defenders are there. Brave stuff from the Brave Hearts. 5 tackles. Here comes the last. This time it's Lange with another kick. High. Carter's underneath it. Carter can't get up there. But Supo can.
Finish.
Supo can. And it'll be another video ref's call here. Ashley Klein, over to you again.
Okay, we just pause it on the boot for the kick again. That's fine, they're onside. Contact on the kicker. Just run that through for a second. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Okay, now something tighter on that contest, please. Catches it cleanly. Okay, just run it back there on that angle. The hand's on him. Yeah, this could be all right. So the Scotland hand is definitely on him. Okay, just pause, run it through there on that. Okay, pause it now. Now take it back a couple frames when the ball's on the ground in the hand. Okay, the hand's on top and it's still on top at the moment. Okay, and just... Yeah, okay, catch is clean. Ball's on the ground, hands on top. Yep. Okay, we're going to go to the board. This will be no try. It'll be a penalty for a double movement. Okay, going to the board now.
Scotland are hanging on by their fingertips for the second time in the matter of a moment. They have been saved by the video referee.
Well, Daniel Tupou got everything but the try. And technically that's a double movement, but was his momentum still going? Our viewers will be saying, well, he just put the ball over the line, he's allowed to, but the video referee adjudicating that he was tackled with a Scottish player on the ground there, and which is debatable. I think he was just minimally touching him whether he was tackled or not, but there's the decision. The great opportunity now for Scotland to reinforce their part in this game as well, but gosh, he climbed really high, didn't he?
I tell you what, we're loving this World Cup, aren't we? We are absolutely loving this World Cup. It has given us so many matches already. We've only had 6, well, we've only had 5 3/4 of a game, and it's already produced some of the most memorable rugby league we've seen in international football. Here's the argument for international football. This is it, what we're watching over the last few days and what we will watch over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Was there an argument, Dave?
Oh. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Here's a pickup. Feki having a run. Salwini, dummy half. Tonga rolling it forward. Brent Kite now hits that Scottish line. But there's resolve there, there's steel there from Scotland. They are still hanging on. Tackles to come though. Tonga have an option out wide. Tomalolo, who's been a real hammer force in that left corridor, that left channel all night. But Scotland again hang on. This now is Lange. Lange takes it on, brushes them forward. I thought for a moment there that we're going to see a kick from Tomalolo, but he's not, he's offloaded it. Here it comes now with Foster. Foster puts a kick to the goal. Missed! And did Sikamanu get a hand to that? Sikamanu's claiming it, that he got a fingertip to that. The referee Shane Hayne ain't sure. So here we go again, he's earning his money tonight. Ashley Klein.
Okay, I've got another kick, so pausing it on the boot. It's fine, they're all onside there. Right, something tighter on that first contest by the Scotland player. I'm checking for a knock-on initially. So that's a knock-on. Run it through there. Oh, you just, golly gosh, pause, run that back a bit. Okay, just going a couple frames forward now, slowly, frame by frame. You just take it back 2 frames there, when the hand's on the ball and the ball's on the ground. Okay, is there any other angles to anything tight? So that's a knock on there. in there. That's fine. We're going to go to the board, Kevin. This would be a try, benefit of the doubt. Okay, going to the board now.
Well, if Scotland were hanging on by their fingertips, it is fingertips that has just put Tonga right back in it.
Yeah, really important at the moment.
56 minutes played. There is a lifetime left in this game. It is all flowing Tonga's way. They were 20 points to 4 down just 13 minutes ago. And this goes over, they're all level again. Lange stepping up, kicking, oh, he's ballooned it wide. He's smashed it wide. And who knows how vital that moment might prove to be in 25 minutes time when the hooter sounds.
Well, it could be really vital. And here's a play from the offload from Lange, and Tamalolo keeps the play alive, gets to Foster. Foster finds the kick, and Sikamanu pushing his way through, and Hurst can't clean it up, and Judy's got it downward pressure. Scotland will have a say in this second half, Dave. I'm confident of that, but let's hope it's in this next set for them.
Well, in 5 specific sets in this second half, and that takes some saying on a cold night. We'll hold that for a moment, because here they go again. But in 5 specific sets tonight, they've scored, no try, scored. So Scotland know the tide is running against them here. And Tonga sense suddenly that they have a real chance now. Sikamanu scored twice in that sequence. Picked up by Seluini, down the blind side. Scotland back to the well, digging deep, looking for all their resolve now, hoping they can find a way of switching this momentum. But here comes Lange, shuffling in, 15 yards away. Seluini, the bright spark at dummy half, is up there again. Looks left, and there's Kite. Brent Kite smashing it in, 10 yards out. 1 play to go in this set. So Foster inevitably, well, I was going to say inevitably go for the kick. He didn't. We went for the run, and he's tackled only 2 yards away. So not the perfect end to the set, but not a bad end to the set.
It's not a bad place to start a defensive set, and you still think...
Oh, and that's what happens. They've lost the ball. It's collected here by Tai, and Akuma Tai is in. He's claiming it. Scotland hoping their blushes can be spared by a video ref's call. We hear again from Ashley Klein.
Just running back on the play the ball. Knock on there. He's got possession. Something tight now on the ball, please. And nothing from that angle. Anything tight there? Did that ball? Okay. Has the ball. Okay, just run that back again. A few frames. Okay, just take it slow here. Okay. Alright. Okay, slowly here now. Okay, that's come out of his grip. Just run it through there now. Keep going 3 more frames forward. Okay, this will be no try. Okay, the initial knock-on was against Scotland. Okay, so it'll be a scrum, Tonga feed, no advantage. Okay, going to the board now.
It's a hat-trick of no tries. Akuma Tai, a matter of millimetres between getting that and breaking Scotland hearts. And again they survive, but it will be another onslaught here, because Tonga get the head and feet.
Yeah, they're not out of jail yet. They've got this next set of 6 to... And I think it was Linnett that dropped the ball, wasn't it, for Scotland with the knock-on, and was it Douglas? He's one of those dark-haired fellas I couldn't see, because I was looking at Akuma Tai, picked the ball up and thankfully dropped the ball for Scotland, so...
Scotland man of the match tonight, Ashley Klein. three no tries, all correctly called, by the way. We're not claiming anything wrong. All correctly called, but my word, Scotland have been living on their nerves. They still lead, implausibly, given the way the game is going in this second half, but they still lead by 2 points. 20 points to 18. having seen 3 Tongan tries chalked off. And they've still some hard work to do here, Scotland, though. That petrol tank up there must be running on empty at the moment.
Release him.
That's not any ball, have they?
Having to tackle after tackle after tackle. And here they go again, doing some more of this hard work. It's Tomalolo who's held up and pushed back. Playing on pride. This Scotland defence. Kite tries to duck down, can't get through. Quickly rearranging themselves, the Tongans. It's a little dummy shown by Lange, who's trying to bustle his way over. But he's held up, I think. Yes, he is, he's held up, so the play goes back 10 metres. And Tonga get this final play here. Unbelievable stuff by this Scottish defence.
Well, it needs to be, doesn't it? Wallace does really well, gets hold of the ball and makes sure he can't twist his body over.
Last tackle.
So here they come again, another wave of red for the final time in this set. It's with Foster, threads it through, and Matty Russell collects it safely, and Scotland breathe, if they can still breathe a huge sigh of relief.
2. Marcus blocking. Hold.
Unbelievable amount of defending in this second half that Scotland have had to do. It's not always been successful. Look at that, 223 tackles to 188, and I think Tonga had made about 27 more tackles in the first half, didn't they? So it just shows it's balanced up and is now weighted very heavily in Scotland's defence.
Complete turnaround. Now this is an important kick and chase for Scotland.
Last play, Danny Brough just kicking it high into the hands of Fisihahi, who runs it back. Defenders are there waiting. Wallace first in line. Tonga looking to do some damage, and Wallace trying to come up with a big play out of that position to make that tackle, but he can't do so, and Tonga are given another chance to run it here. Torfua, who's 5 metres inside. That's Scotland. He won't go down. He won't go down. Danieli tried to push him over at the last, but it's played. He's not square there, is he? No, he's not. Not by a million yards. Penalty for Tonga. And something set out of place as well. They march 10 metres downfield.
Yeah. Tonga, do you level the game up or just play on?
They're going to play on.
He's not kicking very well. They've not ball Scotland, have they? They've got to be out of petrol.
That's 1 now, up.
Brent Kite driving it in. The dummy half. Seluini looking left, and this time Tomalolo coming up a little more central with his run, trying to bash them down the middle. It's taken on by Mickey Paya. Right it goes, a reach and a grab and a run in the same movement from Sikamanu.
That's 3, Danny, releasing.
3 tackles gone. All that training that Scotland have done, all that fitness work. This is where it really counts. This is where it pays. The lactic acid must be going through the roof at the moment as they still try to hang on. Here comes Sikamanu once more. It's a massive effort by Scotland here. But Tonga enthused with one more play. Seluini spinning it to the middle. In it goes again from Lange. The chase is on, and he bounces out of play, and Scotland come away with a tap on the 20.
Yeah, they'll be tired. They've got to get to the end of this one now.
He did well there, didn't he, Peter Wallace? He might have been tempted to help it on its way, but he kept his nerve.
Well, I think he knew the importance that they needed some free metres here, Scotland, and with a view to getting down the other end and applying some pressure themselves.
Here's Douglas.
Still lead this game there.
Yep, that's the bottom line, isn't it? 62 minutes gone. They lead. They might be less energetic at the moment. They might be feeling the pinch, but look at this from Danny Addy with a terrific run, and that's what his side needed. Danny Addy takes Scotland inside Tonga territory for the first time in a while. This is Danny Brough, and now it comes out to Kate Linnett, and Linnett taking a couple of defenders in his face as he catches that ball. That's 5. Here's Hurst, spinning it back. Danny Brough dances away. Good footwork. The little chip was not well executed, and Foster with an easy catch.
Well, not the best play. Should have either rolled it towards the in goal or maybe kick the ball out in a touch and let his players have a rest as they walk to the scrum.
2-8, release.
Lange held up. 2 tackles gone. Pounding this middle territory. Even Daniel Tupou, the winger, doing the work of one forward, and here comes Feki, the other winger, helping his forwards out again, as if they needed any help. It's now Sikamanu. This is Hurrell.
That's
The
five
big
now.
man wrestled down by 4. 5 tackles gone. Here's the last, Selawini. It's high and hanging from Foster. Where's it coming down? Caught in the wind, it's almost back in Foster's hands. It's allowed to bounce. Scotland are happy to allow it to, and Hurrell with a kick, a big see you later on the left foot. Oh, and that's what happens when you try your luck. It goes your way. Fui, Moi Moi plays it on. Super for the corner, puts it back on the inside, and Willie Manu scores a try. But for the first time in an awful long time, might, and we say might, put Tonga ahead, because once again we're off to Ashley Klein with a video referee.
So we have 6 again. Run it back to the first kick initially. Confirm onside here. Okay. Number 7 kicks it. So we have 14 and 3 offside. Just roll this through initially. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, okay, this kick here now. Players are in front. Okay, that's fine. Every player has retreated behind the point of the kick. That's play on. Just run this through now. That's fine. There's something tight on the grounding. Yeah, the number 7s ran past. The players were passive, so there's no issue with that. Okay, grounding's fine, so we'll go to the board. This will be a try.
Something had to give, and finally it has given. Willie Manu with the try.
Side, including Moi Moi, who finds the offload to Tupu. That's Willie Manu on his inside, and he finishes back from the second kick. Speculation try really, but Scotland just need to get a grip with the kick. Get down the other end of the field. They'll still have a say in this game.
Well, they were flying. Absolutely flying at half-time, and they've got to find a way of seeing that spirit and that self-belief return. 22-20 as it stands. If this fellow had been kicking better, they might have been in the lead a lot earlier. He's put that one over. Lange finds the target this time. 2 out of 5 for him, and 24 points to 20. Tonga now lead at this game, and a lot of thinking to do by the brains trust on the Scottish bench.
I don't know what thinking's needed. They just need to get hold of the ball and kick it into a corner. You know, I just think that last kick that speculated from Brough went to a Tongan player instead of going out where they could talk about their next set of defensively. They're still going to have a chance here, Scotland, if they've got their belief.
Oh, that's a good kick from Danny Brough again, which is allowed to bounce. He's going very near the touchline, and it does. The Tongan player recorded there, had a foot on the line. It's going to be head and feet here, Scotland. 10 metres out, that's exactly what they wanted. Exactly what they wanted.
Absolutely what they wanted. Becky complaining that... Yeah, was that? He did. He did have a foot on the whitewash. He did have a foot on the whitewash.
He'll argue all night long. Say Becky.
Yeah, well, that's on the whitewash.
So here comes the feed. And here comes Scotland. Trailing now by 4. Having led for so long. And they get a penalty. Gives them an extra tackle, if you like, really, because that was tackle 1. They'll get another 6 now. They're not even going to think about kicking for a goal, are they, Eck? They're going to drive it in. Luke Douglas, head down, bashes it forward. There's your platform, fellas, he'll say to them. You do the rest from here. Here comes Henderson, Ian Henderson, out to Wallace. Wallace now is drawing them in, trying to find some weakness in this Tongan line. Douglas will have another go, but then offloads it back to Brough, who has to wait for the pass, and then hops and skips, and Early will put the kick behind the winger. Well, it was an early gamble, and it's not
They haven't had the ball, Danny. Danny Brough, Scotland haven't had the ball for so long. And on play 3, he decides to kick it away.
2 tackles gone for Tonga, but they're in possession of the ball and the lead.
Oh, get that in here.
And
Good tackle, Danny.
Brent Kite leading the
Telling me to
charge.
shut up there when he went in there to tackle.
Danny Brough's in again.
Yeah, I think he knows his kick was ordinary.
Doing some work. He has responded. Man of steel this year. with the Huddersfield Giants. Here's Tamalolo. Again, more central from him. 5, short of the halfway line. Up goes a little chip forward by Selowini. Oh, and Matty Russell got to get there, and he did. And he will be very pleased. He'll be very pleased. He just got out of the way of Fui Moi Moi.
That wasn't Fui Moi Moi, that was a missile.
He was like a tank, wasn't he? It was like a mountain on wheels coming at him at 80 miles an hour.
What's this?
Well, he just
Well, that's bad enough.
just gets out of the way before Fui hits him hard. Henderson. Scotland responding. 12 minutes to play. They're chasing the game here, having been hanging on for so long. Wallace again. Crossed the line. Quick hands. Phillips in the first place. Knocked on. Elliwell trying to force it.
When it's going for you like it did in the first half of Brett Carter on the pass from Addy, not quite now. He's knocked this on, I'm sure.
Let's go, boys, come on. Running.
Clearly knocked it on.
Do you think?
Yeah. Touched his hand, went forward there. It's called a knock on.
I'll have to look at the rule books. I thought it had to go forward. I thought that went backwards.
Faults.
When you put in, I'll call time on. Put it in.
Tonga's head and feet.
Time on.
Left they go.
I will say one thing about Tonga. That half-time speech must have been something, because they just run with so much vigour from the second one, haven't they?
Well, he's clearly got a lot of respect, hasn't he, Charlie Tonga, amongst those Tongan players. He's had a checkered life, hasn't he? I think he was in jail for a while, and he talks about it freely these days, about how he turned his life around 12 years ago.
He's going now, doesn't he?
There he is, real character, a man to be respected. Here's Lange. This is Willie Manu. Willie Manu, whose try has given Tonga this slender lead. They want to turn it up a little bit more here. Another score gives them a level of comfort. Brent Kite taking it in. That's the 5th. So as Havili bends his back at dummy half, he knows he'll have to find a kicker here. He does. It's put up by Lange. Again, the challenge goes up there. It comes down in Scottish hands. Good, safe catch by the centre, Ben Helliwell.
Well done, that's better, Brett. That's what you're good at. Carry the ball, play the ball quickly.
Tackle 3.
Havili back on, Selowini the man off. I think we've got a crowd figure for this game as well tonight. We had a stadium record at Rochdale last night. We had an implausibly full stadium at Warrington as well. 7,630. 7,630 here tonight. The biggest crowd here since 1994, and I'm guessing that was for the Australian tourists. Wendell Saylor et al., who came here on that tour back in 1994. Oh, crossing, penalty for Scotland. Now there's a bonus.
I think it's the right call. I think he impedes the defender here, runs through.
It's a very, very basic error, isn't it?
Did he actually impede a defender? I got a thing with this rule about that.
Here comes Douglas. Scotland. A try to put them level. 9 minutes to go. The conversion of such a try would give them the lead. Here's Wallace, but they need to get over that whitewash, and they're doing their damnedest here. Here's Helliwell, picking himself up but put down just as quickly. Carter is the man at dummy half. It's taken in this time by Walker, Adam Walker. Brother Jonathan looking on, no doubt. Henderson again, his brother Andrew looking on. Here comes Wallace. Wallace with a couple of dummies. Brough goes one way, then gets it onto Ferguson. Ferguson rolls it back. It's picked up by Matty Russell. Russell fancies going to have a run here. Matty Russell with the offload. Oh, not quite held onto it. Went backwards. Wallace falls on it. Scotland still have it. There's an air of desperation to this, but it's thrill a minute here from the Scots as they hammer this Tongan line. It's Addy who's put down, and up he gets. Here's the last. Matty Russell's going to have a go. Matty Russell dives in. Has he got there? Only one man can tell us. Ashley Klein. Here we go again with a video referee.
Okay, something tight here. It's the last tackle. Okay, got the ball there. Oh, that's possibly on the line. Is there anything side on that can give us a look there? Nothing there, cannot see the ball at all. Okay, this is the only one. Okay, if you just go very slowly here, just pausing it. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go off what the vision produces. Okay, just nice and slow. Okay, just pause it there. Okay, I'm comfortable that's on the line. I'm going to go here, try, benefit of the doubt. Okay, going to the board now.
What about this? What about this? Matty Russell doesn't know. He does now. He does now. He knows that his score has put Scotland level. That's going to go the distance.
This bloke won't miss.
Oh, you've set him up now, Brian Noble. You've set him up now. Here he comes, left-footed, left-footed. And you know what? Brian Noble knows a thing or two. He will not miss. 26-24. The ground's alight. Charlie Tonga shakes his head. They shake their pom-poms. We're all rattling everything we get a hold of, because this is going to go the distance. What a game. What a game.
Great try, Matty Russell. Backed himself. Willie Mano and Jason Tamalola can't clean that one up. Still 7 minutes to go.
Scotland lead, 26-24. 6.5 minutes left of the game. What more twists and turns are we going to get? These two sides, by the way, if you're living in Leigh or Salford or Halifax, these two sides are coming to a town near you. If you haven't got your tickets yet for the Leigh Sporting Village, for the Salford City Stadium, or for the Shea, get on the phone tomorrow. You cannot miss these two, whoever they're playing against. More classics in the air. Scotland making decent progress here. Here's Wallace at dummy half. Left it comes to Danny Brough. Brough looking for the kick to the corner. Making Fishihihi have to work hard, and Scotland defenders, led by Danny Brough, putting him down there. What a terrific set that was from Scotland, wasn't it?
Great set. If they'd done that at the beginning of the second half, it would have been a whole lot easier for them. They're in front. They've done the tough stuff. They've done the good stuff.
So now it's Tonga's turn to try to turn the tide. They met in the World Cup 5 years ago, and Tonga won by a distance, 48 points to 0. Not tonight. Whatever happens, they're not going to win by a distance tonight. There's another 6 because there was a Scottish hand on that. So here it comes to Foster. And stepped inside again. Sikamanu to his feet. Foster at dummy half. Onto Conrad Hurrell. He's a wrecking machine as he runs forward. But Scotland are not to be demolished. They hang on again. That wall was built and it wasn't going to be knocked down. Now it's Brent Kite. Urging forward again. How many tackles gone? 3 tackles gone, 3 to go. Collected by Havili. They look for that fringe once more. Tomalola. Again, a job done on him by the Scotland defenders. 2 tackles to go. It's in the hands of Willie Manu. It's in the hands of Daniel Foster. But the game is in the hands of Scotland just at the moment. If they can make one more tackle here, this is a big one. Fishihahi throws it out wide and throws it further than wide. He throws it out of play. Maybe a panic forced by the Scottish defence. And Scotland get the ball back and hope back.
This is nervous. He's still not over. They're in the right part of the field for Tonga, and Scotland just need to get the ball down the other end. And it's a poor pass from Fishihahi.
Don't go early, boys. Hold here.
The clock has stopped, but not for long. Scotland looking to lift here. The Tongans likewise in defence.
Hold the 10.
Looking to measure up. Try to force an error if they can. Helliwell runs it away. Ben Helliwell of Featherstone Rovers. Now wide again.
Straight up there, Mickey.
Remember some of these Scottish names. They're going down in Scottish Rugby League folklore. They've only been playing international rugby league since 1994, the boys in blue. And this will go down as one of their biggest results, if they can hang on. Wallace with a kick. It hits the green grass. That helps. It bounces away from Fisihahi. Fisihahi that turns round and sees a wall of blue ahead of him. And a big tackle coming in from Ben Kavanagh to floor him where he stands. Tonga struggling to get men behind the ball. 3.5 minutes to play. How many sets, Brian Noble? 4, 5 sets here?
4 minutes to go, it's a couple of sets each.
So Tonga know there's still hope. It only takes one break, one missed tackle for them to find a way to win this game. Scotland know all they've got to do is tackle, and not allow the overlap like this. If Conrad Hurrell can follow his way through, well, I thought there was an overlap, but from nowhere, Alex Hurst appeared. And like a speed bump got down low and knocked him over. Here's Willie Manu. Manu twisting and turning, just about keeps the ball safe. That's the fifth. Here comes the last. The run from dummy half. Oh, it's taken in by Havili. He almost gave it up. He's lost a bit of momentum. Sikamanu now collects it. Sikamanu puts the kick in. Pings off Scotty's legs. There's a slip and a slide. Manu drops on it. He drops on it, but he's tackled. It's the handover. Scotland survive and maybe have one more set to survive.
I thought Scotland player touched that. Here's the kick from Manu. Does he touch it? No, he's right. He's got it right as a referee. Well done, Shane Hayne.
Scotland urging that clock down. Every second seems like an hour. For the Tongans, the time is flying. They need to get their hands back on the ball. Scotland need time to speed up if it can. Danny Eddy.
Marcus lock in. 7.
Sikamanu, the man of the match, having scored 2 tries in this second half, to lift his side from a seemingly impossible position to the verge of a winning lead, only for them to be pinned back again. That's Bruff's kick. That's enormous. And Fisihahi will collect it and throws it back inside, and look who's there first again, Danny Bruff. What a game he's had tonight.
He certainly picked it up this last quarter when he didn't kick quite the way he wanted to.
This is Tupou. 90 seconds to go.
It's this set on nothing. The Tonga.
Here they come, the Tongans. They call them Mate Ma Tonga, die for Tonga. And now they've got to put everything on the line in what remains of this game. Otherwise, they're starting with a loss. They'll find themselves right at the bottom of the group after the opening games, but here they come. They've not given it up just yet. This is Tomalolo on the right side this time. Tomalolo bundles it forward, can't roll it on, up to his feet. Here comes the last tackle. Sikamanu is knocked on, but there was a Scotland player offside. It's a penalty for Tonga.
One set.
Do they go for goal here to tie it up, or do they go for the win? And it's a sin bin, professional foul, so Kane Linnett is in the sin bin, so he's off for the final 47 seconds of the game.
I just think he hadn't kicked that well.
So off he goes, Kane Linnett now. They're going to take the tap here. They're not bothered about the draw, they want the win. And they think that Scotland are rocking and rolling at the moment. So they're going to hit them with 6 cannonballs, starting with that. The ramparts are standing firm at the moment, but here comes another barrage, another battalion charge, taken on by Langay. Just held up. They're tottering a little. Now it's put wide. It's driven in by Mickey Payer. He's over the line. They're not going to let him put that down. Not in a million years. Held up. Back you go. 10 metres. 4 tackles to go. 3 tackles to go.
3 seconds to go. 3 tackles.
21 seconds. Scotland are 21 seconds away from an historic victory. Here it comes again. Back towards Foster. Spins it back behind the line. Conrad Hurrell hurls himself in, and he's put down. 10 seconds to go.
One play, Scotland.
2 tackles to go. It was thrown out wide. Oh, it's been lost. Scotland, hang on, there's a real schmozzle here. And right at the last, as a hooter sounds, only one man can decide this game now. His name is Ashley Klein, the video referee. Pick the bones comes out of this one.
Okay, that's all fine there. He has possession. Okay, the ball's come loose somehow. Okay, if you just run it back from a side-on angle and just see what happens and how the ball comes loose from the Tongan player. Okay. And he just throws that out the backwards. Okay, just run that back again. I just want to see what direction that ball goes when it comes out, possibly going forward. Okay, just see which direction this ball goes. So it comes. Okay, that's right out the back. Okay, sent off the Scotland player. Okay, we're going to go to the board here. This will be no try. Game over, Kevy. Okay, going to the board now.
By the skin of their teeth. Scotland, listen to this from a noise. Scotland have won it. And the locals are loving it. What a night. What a performance. And what a match to live long in the memory. They won a game 5 years ago when they beat Fiji in 2008 by a matter of 2 points. They've got their second ever World Cup win here tonight, again by that tight margin of 2 points, 26 points to 24. The biggest Cumbrian Rugby League crowd in nigh on 20 years has witnessed an absolute classic here tonight. Brian Noble.
Brilliant game.
If you wish to stay up to date, you can download the Inside Scotland Rugby League podcast from www.scotlandrl.com.